Hello students, let us discuss about Cossel-Lewis approach to chemical bonding. So generally, as we know that electron theory, so means what? Electronic theory. So here electronic theory of valency is known as chemical bond theory. We have been seen in the previous class. Yes or no? We have seen in the previous class electron theory of valency, we call it as chemical bond theory. So it was proposed by Cossel and Lewis. Both Cossel and scientists, these theories, chemical bond theory, electronic theory, he has proposed. According to Cossel, so generally Cossel is nothing but kernel, which is a positively charged electrons. So the positively charged electrons will attract nucleus to get with the outermost electron to attain octet configuration. So what the Cossel says, the inner electrons will attract the nucleus, means the positively charged electrons will attract the nucleus. Here you may getting a doubt. So what means here? According to Lewis, the atom in terms of positively charged. So means what here? The nucleus plus inner electrons. That one will be the positively charged. That one we call it as kernel. So what happens to get a outermost electron? Lewis has described. So by this what he has told, every atom tries to acquire eight electrons. Okay, tries to acquire 8 electrons in the outermost orbit, or to have configuration of zero group elements in the valence shell. So means what here? What Cossel-Lewis has spoken means every atom tries to acquire 8 electrons in the outermost orbit. So outermost orbit, if you have been taken, it should be completely filled, means 8 electrons. Or we can say, if you have been seen zero group elements, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, these all will be having octet configuration in the outermost electron. That one we call it as valence shell. So these are going to have the configuration. So this is nothing but here, what here? This is the thing he has explained. So but coming to here, electronic theory of valency was proposed to explain the electronic rearrangement till occur during the formation of chemical bond. So what he says, electronic theory of valence. So what this electronic theory says means was proposed to explain electronic configuration, electronic rearrangement that occur during the formation of chemical bond, we can say. So means what here? This theory, what he has said, electronic theory of valency. So when this electronic theory, what it says, it will explain the electronic rearrangement. So the electrons will rearrange when the bond is forming, when there's some chemical bond is going to form. For example, I am taking NaCl. Na plus Cl gives rise to NaCl, it is given. So means what? To forming a chemical bond between those, so there should be rearrangement should occur. So rearrangement means what? The electron should again, it is have to be rearranging. So that one we call it as electronic theory. But here an ion which contains 8 electrons in the valence shell. So whatever ions we are having, so means what here? An ion which contains 8 electrons in the valence shell is said to have inert gas configuration. So inert gas configuration is nothing but what here? Which will not participate. The pair of s electrons will not participate in bonding. That one we call it as inert gas. Inert pair effect we will be saying. So here inert gas configuration. Inert gas means what? Helium, neon, argon. That one we call it as inert gas elements. So what I have told you here, an ion which contains 8 electrons in the valence shell. So which is having 8 electrons in the valence shell means in the outermost electron. For example, if you have been taking neon, its atomic number is 10. So its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. So means what here? If you have been taken these two, total 8 electrons we are having. So these whatever in the valence shell, so this is nothing but valence shell. So the ion which is containing 8 electrons in the valence shell, it is known as inert gas configuration we are going to say. So means what here? Inert gas configuration at which elements it is going to present is nothing but here. Inert gas configuration So what is inert gas configuration? So inert gas configuration is present in Na plus. So it is having inert gas configuration. K plus is having inert gas configuration. Mg2 plus is having. Ca plus 2 is having. F minus. Al plus 3. Cl minus, O2 minus, S2 minus, N3 minus, P minus 3. So these are the ions, all will have the 8 electrons. So means what? If you have been taking sodium, okay, so sodium, what is the atomic number? Sodium will give Na plus electron, okay. So means what? Neon is 10 electrons, so its atomic number is what here? 11. So automatically what happens? We can say neon 3s1, okay. So means what? This is the general electronic configuration of sodium. So it is having 8 electrons now. If you have been taking Na plus, there will be a loss of 1 electron. So whenever the loss of 1 electron, then also it is having 8 electrons. So not only this, if you have been taking chlorine electron, so it will give Cl minus. So what will be? It is getting neon 3s2 3p5. So its atomic number we are having Z17. So this 8 electrons it is occupying. So automatically we are having what here? Neon 3s2 3p6 or argon we are having. So total 18 electrons. 1 electron means here loss of 1 electron. Here gain of 1 electron. So whenever electron is gaining here argon. So total 18 electrons we are having. So this is like this. It will occupy the 8 electrons. In the same way calcium also. So in the same way iron also. So like this If you combine with Na plus Cl minus, it gives rise to NaCl. So this is an example how the ions contain 8 electrons in the valence shell, the outermost electrons. Okay, so by this what we can say, an ion which contain an ion which contains 18 electrons in the valence shell is said to have pseudo inert gas configuration or nickel group configuration, we can say. Pseudo inert gas configuration or inert gas configuration. So means what here? What happening here? Here 8 electrons which is having, that one we call it as valence shell. In the valence shell, whatever the 8 electrons is present, that one inert gas configuration. Here, if suppose if it is having 18 electrons in the valence shell, that one we call it as pseudo inert gas configuration. So here we are having the elements is a pseudo inert gas configuration consists of Cu plus, Az plus, Au plus, Zn plus 2, Cd plus 2, Hg plus 2. So these are the ions which consist of pseudo inert gas configuration. If you have been taken copper, okay, so copper plus 2 electrons which will give Cu plus, means what? Copper is having atomic number how much? The copper atomic number is 29 it is going to have. So the configuration we are writing here is argon 3d10 4s1. Okay, so this is the configuration. 18 plus 1 19 plus 10 29. So when there is a loss of one electron, automatically what happens? Argon 3d10 4s0. So 18 plus 10 28. So the nickel inert gas configuration also I have told. So this one nickel inert gas configuration. Why? Because nickel is having atomic number 29. So if you count this one 10, argon is having 18, total 28 configuration we are getting. So not only this, if you take any element of this one, it will be having nickel inert gas configuration or pseudo inert gas configuration, which is having 18 electron configuration in the valence shell. We call it as pseudo inert gas configuration, or we say it what here? We call it as nickel inert gas configuration. Now let us see about Lewis symbols. So what is Lewis symbols? So Lewis introduction. So generally he represents what here? Lewis, what here? A valence electron in an atom. The valence electron in this system, it represented by dots. This one we call it as Lewis symbols, or we can say it is an dot symbols or Lewis symbols. So here Lewis introduced simple notation Lewis introduced simple notation to represent valence electron in an atom. So means what here? To represent an atom, the Lewis scientist has introduced valence electrons in an atom. He has introduced simple notation. So what is that notation? So the valence electrons are represented by dot for each atom. That one we call it as Lewis symbols. So what we can say? The valence electrons are represented by dots is known as what here? Is known as Lewis symbols or dot symbol we can say. For example, I have been taking Li. So Li is having dot. And also for example, I have been taking beryllium. So beryllium is having 1 dot, 1 dot. And coming to here B, 3 dots. So why? Because the valence electrons is 3, that's why the valence is 3, we have written 3. For beryllium it is the valence is 2, we have written 2. Lithium is having valence 1, we have written 1. So and also if you have been taken carbon, so the carbon valence is 4, that's why he has written 4 dots. If you have been taken nitrogen 5, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, and coming to here oxygen 6, it is having, it represents 6 dots. And coming to here fluorine, it is having 7 dots. And coming to neon, it is having 8 dots. So means what here? So here this is the dot symbol he has represent. Okay, so this is nothing but dot symbols Lewis has introduced. So generally here ionic bond we are having covalent bond. So there will be some points here. Let us discuss about this. Ionic bond is formed. Here how ionic bond? Ions means what? Cations and anions. Cations will carry positive charge, anions will carry negative charge. So here by this what we can say? Ionic bond is formed by transfer of electrons from one atom to another atom. So and also we can say an atom with low electronegativity or an electropositive atom loses electron, it forms a positive ion. So ions will consist of 2 ions. What is that? Anion and cation I have told you. So means what we can say? An atom with a low electronegativity loses electron. So whenever it is losing electron, automatically it gets what? Positive charge and forms a positive ion or a cation. Means what here? For example, I am taking this one, a neutral atom which is having electronegativity, it loses electron. So automatically what it gets? Positive charge it is getting. So we can take example of Na. So Na we are taking, it is giving Na plus electron. So whenever it is losing electron, automatically what it is getting? Positive charge. So atom with a low electron, so this is having very low electronegativity, it loses electron, form a positive ion or a cation. And also here an atom with high electronegativity gains electrons and form a negative ion or a anion we can say. So means what? The more electronegative atom, it gains electrons and form what here? Anion or negative charge. So means what we can say here? Chlorine we can take. So chlorine plus electron. So when you add an electron, whenever the chlorine is gaining an electron, so this is a highly electronegative character, so it will form Cl minus. So a negative charge is forming. So whenever it loses electron, an atom forms positive charge, we call it as cation. If whenever it gains an electron, an atom form negative charge, that one we call it as anion. Okay, so here the number of positive charges acquired by the number atom is equals to number of electron lost by it, and also in the same way number of negative charges. So by this what we can say here? The number of positive charge acquired by an atom is equal to number of electrons lost by it. Means what here, if suppose it require positive charge plus 3, so the electrons also will lose 3 electrons, so this is nothing but this minimum. In the same way, if you take anion, so here the number of negative charge acquired by an atom is equals to the number of electrons gained by it. So means what, if suppose it requires 4 electrons, it also gain 4 electrons from the side atom. So this is nothing but here electrovalency is nothing but what, number of electrons lost or gained by a species is all due to the ionic bond formation, we can say. Okay, so and also here electrostatic attraction or Coulombic attraction, so between oppositely charged ions we call it as what, ionic bond or the electrovalent bond. So what we can say here, the electrostatic attraction or Coulombic attraction between the oppositely charged, means plus charge and negative charge ions, we call it as what here, ionic bond or electrovalent bond we can say. So whatever attraction is happening between oppositely charged ions, we call it as what, ionic bond or electrovalent bond. So the difference in electronegativity between two atoms is 1.7 or more. If it is having, that one we call it as ionic bond is formed between them. So how we identify ionic bond is formed? So an ionic bond is formed is nothing but here, when the difference in electronegativity between two atoms is 1.7 or more. So then we can say what, ionic bond is formed, we can say simply. Okay, so what are the conditions to form an ionic bond? We can say the conditions required for formation of ionic bond is nothing but, first one, it should have what, large cation, it should have, next one, it should have small anion, it should have, and also we can say the charge on either ion should be small. So means what, here we can say Na plus Mg plus 2 Al plus 3. So these all will have what, this all the formation will be what, here we can say Na plus greater than Mg plus 2 greater than Al plus 3. So among F minus O2 minus, the formation will be what, will be having F minus O minus 2 and 3 minus. So means what we can say, the ion should be small. So the small ions is given preference first here. And also we can say cations. So cations with inert gas configuration. So cations with inert gas configuration are more stable than cations without inert gas configuration. So means what we can say, example we can take Ca plus 2 ion is more stable than Zn plus 2 ion. So cations which is having inert gas configuration, that one will be more stable compared to pseudo inert gas configuration. So pseudo inert gas configuration also is also called as nickel group configuration. So this is nothing but Coastal and Lewis and ionic bond formation. In the next class we can discuss about the Fazan's rule. Thank you.